before you begin, thank you so much for doing all of this and taking the time to do the previous video and to walk us through this. You on here are those people, and I'm just so tickled to like Clara's post in the page and your guys. Just so many people are stepping up and becoming their own in their leadership, and it's just so fun to see you guys grow. And I'm just really appreciative of all the time you took to do this. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun. Like, this is exactly what I needed. So this will be based off of, so if I have this on recording, so if you're missing it, that's what this is about. This is going to be about Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and how you can kind of ease your way into it all. If you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch the video that I saved to Team Shine's page. That one is going to be more your generic ad to be able to campaign to build your following and to find your people. So go and watch that video. This one is going to be more specific in how you can create an ad that's more of a call to action. You can make it so that it's what they call black on the market, so that it doesn't show up on your personal feed, but that it shows up on, you know, everybody else's feeds in their stories and things like that. And if you follow Josh Coates, you'll see him constantly in your stories, your feeds. And if you click on that picture, it is not the picture that's in his feed at all. And he's just got that constantly running. So I will show you the one that I did it was Friday through Sunday. That one, the whole idea behind this is that you can make it so that you're only paying for the ad when somebody clicks on it to message you, or when somebody clicks on it to go straight to your website. So you're really not paying a daily fee with this one. It's only when people are coming to you, which is really what we want. So you're not spending all this money to have an ad constantly running. You're just getting, you know, the profit from when somebody's actually in contact with you. Over those 3 days, I think I got like 5 messages from people who were interested and had questions. I guess with that ad, and I'm going to set up the share screen so you can see, but with that ad, maybe I should have been a little more specific as to it being Beachbody, because a lot of the people were like, wait, what is this? I don't know that I would call out Beachbody in the ad, but just to make it a little more specific as to it being a health and fitness type of program, because some of the people that came to me were just like confused as to what it was. But I will say Nicolette from the National Wake Up Call is the one that I went off of for this ad. I used her recent ad that I've seen cycling through Facebook and Instagram, and I just doctored it to be more my words. So I, now watching that, know kind of where to go with my wording in the future. So let me see if I can get the share screen going. And feel free to jump in if you like can't see things as I'm going through it all. Okay, so
Wherever that was gorgeous.
I know, it's so clear too. I want to be there. Okay, still dealing with this new computer and trying to figure it all out. But you're going to go to your Facebook account. You're going to go to create, and under create, you go to add. You cannot do this kind of ad unless you have a page, a Facebook like page. So you definitely have to have a Facebook like page that's linked up to your Instagram account if you want to be able to market it in both places. So that's a first step. And then when you originally go in to do this all, you're going to do this all through Facebook, and it'll still post to Instagram if that's where you choose to do so. When you originally go in, you're going to have to link your Facebook like page to it. So for me, and I forget this every time, and Josh did too with all of his trainings, I have to go into this box up here and change my account over so that it's linked to my Facebook like page. So once that's loaded, it makes it a little bit easier for me to do the ad itself. And then what I went over, I'm so not used to this computer yet. I'm used to a touchscreen computer, so this is different for me. When I went through the other post that you'll see in Team Shine, I did the engagement post. That's the one that you're going to use to try to get marketing out there to be able to grow your following. What other ones I can touch base on? I think I touched base on it in that video too, but the main best ones to use for call to actions would be messages or traffic. I've not done traffic yet, but messages I have. So you're gonna click on messages. It's gonna drop down here. And then this is where you can name it so that in the future you can come back to it. So I'm gonna just create a test. The create A/B test is so that you can do the same ad but have 2 different pictures, or 2 of the same picture with different wordings, and you can send both of them out and you can test which one does better on the market. And then it gives you obviously all the insights to how that does. So I haven't done that yet either. That's another way to play around with it and learn how to market to your people, which is really what we're going after here. I'm just gonna put the campaign budget as $5. I will say though that I did it as $10 for the 3-day period for my first one. I actually started it at $5 and nothing was happening. So I went back in. It's super easy to go in and readjust it through Facebook, where Instagram, you almost have to like kind of pause it and then reschedule it. With Facebook, you can do it a lot simpler. So I just went in and put the daily budget to 5, changed it to 10 for the last one, and then all of a sudden I was getting messages. So just to keep that in mind, you get what you pay for. Now, this is where you would set it as your name, call to action for Team Shine, whatever. And then click to Messenger is what I chose. I didn't do sponsored message. I did click to Messenger because then when they click on it, it goes right to my Messenger. And then the next fun part is that you get to set up how it auto responds for you. And I'll show you that too. Create your audience is what I showed in the simplified video back in Team Shine, but I'll do like a quick version of it. You can go right here to IG engagement. That's going to go right to all of your IG people. So the people that you already have as followers and some of their followers as well. This for me, my size is 12,000. If you don't know my following, I think I'm at like close. I've dropped over the last week, so I'm probably at like 2,400. So that's a pretty big number considering my actual following right now is only at 2,400. So it's getting all of their people as well to be able to see this as your audience. So I could choose that, or I can create a new one, a custom audience. And then this one is where you can link some things in. So for me, now that I've linked it and it gave me that 24-hour window of like testing me out to make sure that my Facebook like page was under their rules and laws of Facebook, it approved me now that I can upload a email list. So this is where it's super beneficial for you to have Streak, because then you can go in and download an entire list of your emails. You just need to make sure that it's in the CSV or TXT file, and that's super simple to do on Streak. I think I uploaded like 44 of them to a file, and then I can download that file in, and it actually takes their email and it will find those individuals on Facebook and Instagram, and they will then get your posts as, you know, in their feed as well. So that's another option. I'm not going to do that right now. This is pretty much the same thing as the IG profile ones, so that anybody that's following you on Instagram would be getting it again. And then there's all these other options. I haven't gone through all of those yet. There's so much that you can do with these ads. Like you could get lost in it for days. Like I said, the course with Josh Coates was 4.5 hours long. He had it on sale for $49 last week. I'm not sure if it's still, but definitely beneficial because he does touch base on a lot more things, but I'll show you as much as I can in a short period of time. So I'm going to change the age range. I did notice that when I did this last time, I had it set 22 to 50, and I pretty much got all 22-year-olds. And nothing against that, but I just didn't, they weren't interested. I don't know, maybe they're not in the place at 22 to be able to completely start a business. So change it 22 to 50. You can also change here to our market. You would just type it in here. And then it gives you the drop down and you click on it and it gets added to our list. So you can also pin drop your exact location if you really want to market to your exact area. So I know you all want to know who's in Green Bay. You can click on there and then it'll give you that 25 to 50 mile radius. But I'm not gonna do that because there's not many people in Green Bay, Wisconsin, to be honest with you. And when you do click on like your individual state, it does remove the entire United States option too, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna click only women because that's who I would like to market to. And then this is the fun part. This is where you wanna kind of think of your niche crowd of people. So for what Josh Coates said for fitness is to find other fitness role models within the popularity of like Jillian Michaels or, you know, similar to Autumn, but not Autumn because you're going to get a bunch of Beachbody coaches. So you want it to not be a Beachbody specific thing, but you want it to be a target audience of people that are fitness related or health related, because if I am interested in Jillian Michaels, I might also eventually be interested in Beachbody, which is exactly how I got to Beachbody because I did Jillian Michaels first. So you would type in Jillian Michaels, it'll come up with interest. I don't know if you can see this because my thing is here. And then we'll click on her. Now this box up here, can you see that? The audience size box with the green. Yeah, okay. So he said not to really pay too close attention to that. Obviously, if you're in the red zone, maybe get out of there. But that the green and the yellow, really, if you think about it, 25 to 50-year-old women, that should be the bulk of your audience. So that should be super broad. You know, that's the bulk of people that are on Facebook and Instagram. So it's not like 100% to follow that. He said that this is probably a good number to be around because this is your reach per day. Depending on how much money you spend, the 203 is going to be your more likely to reach out to in a day. If you spend more money, you're going to reach higher. So he said to pick 4 to 5 different interests. So for me, Target Corporation would be an interest of mine. Another one he mentioned was like Lululemon. Me personally, I would never buy Lululemon. No offense to Lululemon. It's just more out of my price range. However, Lululemon is also people that will be able to afford it, will likely be able to afford Beachbody and not think as much of the cost of it. So you got to play it and think around with that. So thinking of clothing lines, Zaya obviously is super popular, but again, at the same time, there's a lot of Beachbody coaches or previous Beachbody coaches that are doing Zaya. So keeping all of that in mind, thinking through your list of people, like you can even put, for me, I love camping. I can put camping in here and people who are interested in camping. There's, you know, a huge number of people. It's a little too broad probably, but it will target it in to the people that are more like you when you add more of your interests in here. So once you create that list, you can also keep the list so that it's always there for you and you can name it. I never did the exclude people or narrow down the audience because that's just a lot. But if you do create a saved list, you can go up here. These are all the lists I've made over time. Fitness is the one that I made the last time. And click it there. So the first time you do this, it's going to seem a little bit like intimidating and overwhelming time-wise, but once you do it once and you feel like you really got into your group of people and you feel like you're targeting people that are more like target expansion is more towards the direction you want to go, then you can play around with it and it won't take you as much time as it is right now. So the automatic placements is just going to put everybody Facebook, Instagram, wherever, but manual placements, you can choose where you want. So right now it's got Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger chosen. Messenger is going to be chosen anyways because that's where you want them to directly go. But right now this ad would show up on Facebook newsfeed, Instagram's newsfeed, in the Explore page on Instagram, and then everybody's stories, Facebook, Instagram, and in Messenger. And then in article, I think, is one where you are actually gonna like, it's gonna show up in like magazines and stuff. So that's something that Josh Coates does a lot. Now, you're not paying any different by choosing more or less. It's the same cost. It's just whoever comes and clicks on your message. So once that's all set up, then you can scroll all the way down. There was a limit there. I should have probably clicked on, but. For me, Focus Fit Fam is my like page, which I've tried to change that name like 3 times and Facebook doesn't let me. But my Facebook like page has like 190 followers, like not many at all. And it's because I really don't use that. It's just a pullover from my Instagram account, because Instagram is where I do the majority of my business. So really what you want to do is select your Instagram account when you're doing this, because right now if I select Focus Fit Fam, it's going to like target 120 people or so. That's about it. So if I want to do my 2,400, I'd rather go to Instagram and get more, because so my Instagram feed, if I have a post that's already existent out there and I've got 130 likes on it before I even do an ad, the ad's going to be more likely to be pushed by Facebook and Instagram, because they're going to be like, oh, this is a hot ad, or this is a hot one that we should get out there. If I were to share it from Focus Fit Fam where I've got like 2 likes on the same exact post, they're not going to push it out at all. They're going to think, oh, there's nothing to this, so why would we want to do that? So I'm going to focus it on my Instagram account, and that's why you'll pull that up there. It's a seizure every time. This thing is being crazy. Okay. Carousel, he said, is more markety, salesy looking, so he doesn't recommend doing that. Single image or video. Video, he said that most of his fitness coaches will have the most luck with video when they do like a very short workout clip. And then usually he recommends marketing that through the traffic option. And he said that likes will happen a lot faster that way, and followers will happen a lot faster for people. But he said when he does a video, nobody ever really goes along with it, or with the carousel as well. Like nobody really responds well to that for him, for his types of videos. So create ad is the way that you're going to do the one that doesn't show up on your feed itself. Using an existing post is going to pull up and connect with all of your current feed. So I can select a post, and this is all of my Instagram posts, and I can click on that and it'll just automatically load that in. But that's obviously going to look sponsored and it's going to be on your feed. Whereas the create ad one, you can go in and create it yourself. So he recommended doing single, and then adding media. I would add an image. I don't even know what I have on here. So there's my image, and then all my placements that it will go are shown right there. Then I can type in whatever my text is. I'm really truly not going to actually run this ad. I don't really think that I'm going to run an ad for a little bit, just because of the circumstances. I don't think it's really appropriate for me to be running an ad. That's up to you if you want to do it, but I just feel like to see this pop up in my feed right now, I'd be like, what is her thought behind putting that up right now? So my primary text the one that I did was like, now looking for 10 inspiring women who are looking to build a business from home, and elaborated on that. And I can post what one I put up later so that you can see it. But Connect and Messenger is where they will go when they click on the picture. You can also send them to chat to your actual page. So you can link your whether you have a link tree or tap link like I have, you can put that in there as well. Okay, so I'm gonna wanna I did this one as a start conversations. And this is where you can have fun with it. So it's going to auto put in the recipient. So whoever clicks on your message, their name's going to go there. And then this is what's there. It says, please let us know how we can help. What I said was, hey, whatever. No, it said hi already. You know, this was super slow. I'm not sure why the whole process is so slow. See, it types like a typewriter. So you have to have patience. I don't know why it did this for me. The last time I set this one up, it literally took a while. I'm not sure if it's just my internet or what.
I wonder if it's kind of like reading your words. You know what I mean? How like certain words are flagged in ads.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like flag words in your response because you might be not doing it in your ad, but what if you're actually doing it in your?
Yeah, that could be.
Trying to
look at that, all the letters I missed. That's awesome. I'm not going to go back and fix this because it will take about an hour and you don't need to see me type for an hour. But should say thank you for your interest in my post. And then what I did was ask the question, what drew you to liking it, or what drew you to messaging me from my post? Question mark. Then there's frequently asked questions that you can put in. But what I put in instead was, let me make sure. Actually, this is where I put the what. No, I don't know. Now I'm starting to second guess because it's going so slow. So in the question boxes is where I actually put my responses. So I put health and fitness here. I think this is what I did. Oh no, now I'm second guessing. But either way, you can test it out. See this preview in Messenger? It'll send you a text to your phone into your Messenger, and it'll show you exactly your script, and it'll say, you know, hi Carrie, thanks for checking on this. How, you know, what's your interest? And then it gives them options to like click on their response. So it sends the automatic message for you, and then they get to click, you know, I picked health and fitness, accountability, or business opportunities as my 3 options they could choose. And then they clicked on that, and then when I responded back to that, I responded myself. I didn't do the auto respond, and I just said, hey, thanks so much for your interest in health and fitness. What about this? You know, what is your goals with health and fitness, or what's your goals with business opportunity? And then usually for me, everybody that responded with business opportunity or accountability. And so I wrote back and was like, okay, what questions do you have for me? How can I help you with understanding better what our opportunities are? And then they asked, usually in that circumstances, what company is this? What are, you know, what are you asking people of, or whatever. I had a couple people ask like, well, what is this? So then I just was like, you know, we're Beachbody coaches. And I just kind of like explained without going over in detail. And then that is where I also used from the back office my videos of what is coaching. And I just linked that in, and a couple people were pretty interested, but then decided against it because they didn't want to spend the money right now on Shakeology. And so I followed back up again and like talked to them about that. So it just gives you more opportunity to speak with people, and gives them the option to, just make sure this is going to delete, to seek you out. So you're not like constantly targeting and marketing and going after hashtags and trying to find your people, because they're really interested in you and what you have to say already. So they're going to come to you. So that's the best part about doing an ad this way, and you're only paying for it when they actually click on it. I just make sure I put it in the right box before I show you. Sorry that it types at this Speed. I feel like Sloth in that movie.
Zootopia.
Yes, thank you.
What you call a three-humped camel? Sorry.
I should have totally said that as my question.
Yeah, so it drives me crazy.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I just did the preview in Messenger just to make sure that I'm putting it in the right spot for you. I'm not sure that you'll be able to see this. Basically, after this, you just save and finish and it's done. And literally when I did it, it was approved within like 10 minutes, which normally with Instagram for me, it takes like sometimes a day lately. And I know they keep saying it's from COVID, so maybe that's why, but I'm gonna kind of show you in my Messenger. Okay, so it came up to me, if you can see that, this way. So it's the questions that are showing up. So I put it actually in the wrong spot. But when I did this, I just clicked on that one and it gave me that as an answer. So it's fun to play around with, but I put them in the wrong spot. So let me go back. Sorry, I'm learning too. The way I actually did it, I did it the opposite of what this says. I actually did put the answers into the question spots because then they just had to click on it there. And then when they clicked on the health and fitness, you can't click boxes because it types then in the next box. It's totally worth it, I promise you. But I meant to say health and fitness here. And then in the automated response, if they clicked health and fitness, I could put an automated response in that box and say, oh, awesome. I'm so excited you want to learn more about our health and fitness. Have you done workouts from home before? And then I can move on to the next one. So that's how that will autofill better.
I have a question. Have you ever, the automated response, have you ever put your link to your application? Like, can you fill this out so I get to know your goals, blah, 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 whatever. Can you put a link in the automated
I don't know.
response? Do you know?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know why you couldn't.
I guess you could just put the questions or some of them from your application. But I try to drive most people through my app just for organizational reasons or whatnot. And it's all the questions I need to know.
Yeah.
For the most part. And they can do it on their own time and they feel a little bit more, at least I've noticed, inclined to answer more in depth versus like, I don't know. But
yeah, no. I'm wondering. Okay, so I just put teambeachbody.com quick because that was the fastest link I could think of. Okay, so if the way it came up with health again, well, heal because it didn't finish the word. But so you can see this was my original, hey, thanks. And then if they clicked health and fitness, then the teambeachbody.com link came up. So you could say, oh, awesome, health and fitness, this is what we have available for our package right now, and then add your link for that even too. Or you could send them right to, for your coach opportunity one or business opportunity link, you could send them right to your form to fill out. So I think there's a lot of potential for it. I just haven't had an opportunity to really play around with it as much as I was hoping to. I was hoping to be running another ad right away because I think the 3-day one, I think it charged, to me, I charged $10 a day, but I think maybe a third of that is what I paid for it because only 5 people clicked on it over 3 days. But really, I mean, if you think about that, if you have 5 people that really are interested, that totally pays off to do it that way.
You can always pause it too. You can put in, say, like $50 a day, and if you can pause, like if you get like $20 worth of people or something, you can pause it and then take that extra money and unpause it later or end the ad or whatever. And usually, like she was saying, the more money you put in, the more kind of serious Facebook takes it. So if you kind of put a lot up front and only tell yourself, I'm only going to have this run for like the day or for a few hours to see what it does, and then you can pause it. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to put in $100 a day and I need to spend, $300-400. You can pause it, by that evening if you got, a handful of responses or whatnot. But the last time I ran ads through Facebook, that wasn't an option, the automated response. So that is something to really have fun with and play around with and streamline, because it kind of, if they don't respond to that, it kind of weeds out the serious from the unserious. And I feel like the ones that respond to your ad and click the little dealie in there, the little option, they are ready, they're ready to go. But I had a question, if there is a script, I hate calling them scripts, but like a text or a copy, I guess, a copy that has worked well for you or better, or what you've noticed, what seems to work better for you, if anything at all. I know I've given some examples in the team page for ads, and of course use those, edit them to sound like you though, and everything. But just curious if there's any little nuggets there.
So 2 different things with that. I done the just trying to build my engagement posts. And what Josh really wanted us to do in the beginning of the course that I did was to do a post. And I talked about this on the last one too a little bit, but just to find a quote that, resonates well with you, or just something kind of goofy, that just like, or whatever. I'm goofy, so I would do a goofy one, but whatever speaks to your personality, to just like draw people in so that they really know who you are. And I will say, when I did that, I did the everything in life balanced one with me holding coffee and wine and balancing like in tree posts. I only ran that for like 24 hours and I had 390 likes. I ended up stopping that because I wanted to get right into the call to action one, and I was trying to save funds. But from a standpoint of, if I continued that one would have probably surpassed any of my ads that I've ever done. So making sure, and I grew probably a couple hundred followers with that one. Not that they came and saw that post and followed me, but that when they liked my post, I went and followed them. And then liked and commented on their things if I felt like they were a good connection for me. And then my following grew from that. So it just gave me people that were more my people. So I wasn't searching for them as much. And like I said, that was like I think it was less than 24 hours. And again, so that was just trying to introduce myself. So those are your engagement ones. So keeping them really brief, not going into like a lot of detail about your life or why you're a coach or that you're even a coach. Maybe just like a little hint of like health in it. And he said, definitely have a picture of you in your athletic gear in that picture. So this is, I don't know if you've seen this. I know most of you have seen it, but this was the post I did. So I did that, and then I wrote, everything in life is about balance. For some moms like me on a few of these quarantine days, that balance is when to stop drinking coffee and to start drinking wine. Finding the balance in life is one of my favorite things to teach in my groups because life is far from perfect. So it's like 100% me. I don't think I could probably have described myself better in a post. So I think if I run another one for engagement, it's going to be that ad again. I can go back and do the exact same one and rerun it again. From a call to action post, the one that I did, let me see if I can pull it up.
So like when they engage from Instagram and they click on it, does it send it to Facebook Messenger?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I will say, when I looked, and we can look at my insights from that one, if I can get it back, I got to get out of this first and then I'll screen share. But we can look at my insights from it because I think almost 100% of my people for that one came from Facebook. So I'm not sure what I need to tweak. I probably, the next time, will run it so that it doesn't show up on Facebook and it only shows up at Instagram, which will then push it harder to Instagram. Okay, here it is. All right, let me screen share quick. You know what's cool is getting an Apple computer and then not being able to use it because you don't have your Apple ID. So it's finicky right now.
Gonna get an iPhone?
My phone's up in like December, so yeah, I planned, or no, in October I'm gonna get it. So yes, definitely. Back to the Apple. Okay, can you see? Make it bigger. All right, so this is the ads manager. When you're in the ads area, you just click on this and then you can click on the ads. So this is the coach sneak peek that I did. I did $10 daily. It says I got 2 messages. I think I got 4 or 5. 2 people were like, oops, sorry. And I'm like, dang, I just paid for you to say, oops, sorry. So just keeping that in mind too, you're going to pay for that. I spent $16 out of my 30. So I don't think that's too bad, considering. And obviously if I had paid more, I would have done better. But at the same time, I really was just testing these things out. So I'll continue to pay more when. And then when you click on the individual ad, it breaks it down even more. You can look at the charts. You can duplicate it and do it all over again. Where's the placement? So reach was $11.95. But yeah, you see, it's all Facebook. These ones got nothing. So next time, I think I'm going to just do Instagram because you just uncheck Facebook when you're in the ads manager. You still do it on Facebook ads, but you can uncheck Facebook. And then I'll just play around with it and see where it goes. But then I can show you what this one was.
Yeah, back when I did an ad training, it's very overwhelming. Just know that it's like a playground. You know, you got some swings over here, you know, you got a jungle gym over here, and you got a slide. And sometimes you go up the slide, sometimes you go down the slide. Like you're just running around kind of playing with these little things. And like, it's just like leadership with the business. Like Carrie's learning what works for her audience and what she is putting out there as far as copy and pictures. And she's just comparing with what her pictures are and what her copy is and how she can tweak it and improve. And maybe she wants to do Facebook and Instagram or just Instagram. Like that's the point of this, is just to kind of see, because you don't know unless you try. So don't feel like nothing's working. If the first time you try it, you should try it. I don't know. Carrie's probably I'm going to guess at least 5 times, if not 10 times, of different things, you know, and the more you try, the more you learn. And then again, times change, things change, perspectives change, and then you need to change and you need to grow. And so we're always just trying to kind of do a little bit better. So really, you know, maybe have a glass of wine or something if you need before you come into Ads Manager, and just relax and just kind of have fun and click around with it. But if there's something you truly don't understand or that confuses you, oh yeah, are these all your campaigns? Yeah. See, those are all the different ones that she's, you know,
Yeah, there's even more. It keeps going. But I will say the ones in the beginning, these were all via Instagram, doing them only through the promote your post thing. And honestly, it's completely different. And you get just so much further with using the Facebook ads. You have more of a ability to kind of zone in on your people using the Facebook ads. So I definitely highly recommend playing around with it. And again, almost 75% of my ads I've ran for 24 hours and gone in and modified in some way or another. So just really knowing as soon as your ad hits to pay attention to it, keep a track of your insights to make sure that you're hitting your market of people that you're really looking for. Sometimes when I run my ads, I find that I'm getting like all 10 to 13-year-olds. So I just really just stop it really quick and redo it. So you just have to be careful of like how you set it up originally and to continue to monitor it to make sure that you pause or restart or whatever, and you can play around with it for days and still get amazing success with it. So I think it's totally worth it. I was going to try to like show you what I wrote, but I'm not sure. I'll try to duplicate it, but I don't really want it to run right now. So I'm going to just make sure I don't do that. Nope. See, it's just going to duplicate it. It's not going to show me what it says. Here.
If you go to review, will it let you see what you put?
Maybe. Oh yeah, too. You can put in your days. You can set your days on here. I'm using my finger. You can't see that right here to know how long you want to run it. He definitely recommended when you're doing like a call to action post to do it Friday to Sunday, because that's the most often that people other than business people are on. See, it's just going to make me publish it without showing you the post. I can post it to the page. So whenever I do find it, so you don't have to sit here and watch me try to figure it out. I'll just post whatever the call to action was that I did. I know that I based that one off of Nicolette's. So we can see if there's better wording. And I know you have a lot of different units on different call to actions that we can be using. I've used one other one on here before. I did have some luck with that one as well.
Yeah, I just think it's really important to call out and speak to those people that you want, you know, the hard workers, the go-getter, like the words from Josh's group that we kind of went over. He had us pick 3, but pick as many, I mean, don't like list 25, but like pick like, you know, 5 or so and really call out like who you're looking for, or maybe where they're stuck. Maybe financially they need to make their back, is your back against the wall? You know, do you need something? They're going to come in with fire in their soul to make this work, you know, and whoever it is you're looking for, speak to that person. So when they read it, they're like, "Ooh, that's me," you know, and yeah, have fun with it. And I've had some people send me copy before to look at, but I'm no guru because I'm just out here playing around with what works for me as well. You can post it to the team page if you want some, you know, some insight, like how does this sound or what, utilize that team page for community, you know, support and everything. Because maybe someone notices something that you don't, or, but again, it's never going to be perfect. So that's one thing I think ads will humble you with really quick, is that you got to get out of your head of like, well, I'm going to have the perfect photo and the perfect words, and I'm going to put in, you know, a big chunk of cash and it's going to blow up. No, it probably won't. So just start somewhere. And like Carrie does all these little tiny tweaks, and I love her talking about it because you really do kind of just have to like get into it and get kind of messy, but you are learning something at every step of the way about you and your business and your audience. And, you know, none of us are the same. So definitely have fun with it. It's really cool is once you do, you know, you can have a link to your bod group, you know, if you want to have that as part of your response or something, and you can just have fun with the types of ads you run. It could be for the clean week, you know, like that's free, absolutely free. Run an ad for that. Like people love free stuff, you know? And again, you got to be cautious of the timing of it all and everything. And if it's something you feel that you want to put out there right now or whenever, you know, the time of things, it may not be you. Just realize that it could be the economy or, you know, what's happening in the world. So take that into consideration too.
Yeah, I agree. The one with Nicolette, she had in like bold at the top, hustle from home influencers wanted. So then that bold image will show up in the stories first before, because then you'll have to click see more for it to roll up the rest. If you're on stories, you'll see that pretty often for people that are doing ads. So that hustle from home influencers, easy for me to see, influencers wanted. I put something similar like that, but I think I even put moms in there as well. And then I put something along the lines of this, but I definitely changed the wording. It was, I'm looking for 10 women filled with aspirations, determination, and hunger for some hustle. I know you want more. Listen, this industry needs you. Hot mess and all. Here's your chance to work and earn an income from home by living a healthy lifestyle and her words are wrong. Learning out loud to inspire others to do the same. All training is included, health and fitness with killer results, business and social media. You will learn exactly how to build social media presence so you can connect with people just like who need you in their life as a real raw motivator and encourager on your very own journey. You'll be guided to launch your business while receiving support with the hustle and grind it takes to conquer your goals, all while developing your personal brand and gaining influence on social media. Come learn more about the perks, pay, and more. The learn more button you would have to do in like traffic. You can pick that as an option instead. So you can kind of see what she did for like bolder print on it to just kind of make those areas pop. And clearly she has like a bunch of mistakes in it. So it's not a big deal. And I don't think people are going to look at that like a bad thing. I think they just like see that that's her and she's being real in her ad. This post I think had 2,000 comments of I'm interested by moms. I was shocked. So that was the day that I sent it to you guys in our Shine group messenger and said, I reached out to her and asked her if she would do a call on this or if there was any information that she had for me that would help me understand it better. And she said, really, I feel like I'm completely failing at this. So I don't know what I could tell you. So that tells you right there, you can see where she's at. She was on the National Wake Up Call this week. She feels the same way. So just to know that it's all a game to like learn and grow. So it's not a bad thing to feel like you're not doing well at it, because I don't think anybody really feels like they're doing well. Maybe Josh Coates, because he makes you pay $80 to learn about it. But anybody else is not going to feel that way because they're learning, and that's the whole point of all this. So just keeping that in mind.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I just feel like some people put mistakes sometimes in their post, or they don't go back to take them out to make it look like it's a more organic post than like a perfect ad. Yeah. Because again, when people see this pop up in their feed, like if you scroll Facebook, you're going to know what an ad is, right? Like, oh, someone paid for this, or this is a company or whatever. They want it to look like it's just a post. And so it shows realness and it shows like, I'm not perfect. So maybe it wasn't by, intention, but either way, like that's what I'm saying. Like, done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done. You're going to be sitting there spinning your wheels. And I would probably bet she put probably a lot of money into it to get a response like that. Like there are some coaches that spend thousands and thousands on one ad. So if they're pumping in that type of money and you're putting in $5, right, you're going to get $5 results, So again, if you want to invest in your business, invest in, personal development, like groups like Josh Coates, like accountability. And then my second would be definitely ads, because it's going to be a direct return on your page or on your following or your engagement. And I'm in a place where I have to spend more money on my business, or I have to pay the government that money, and I'd rather spend it on my business. But I'm also not really able to spend too much because of the financial situation I'm in this season of life. So I'm kind of like in this like, yeah, I'm making the money, but I'm spending it just to, survive over here right now. So if you have, everyone's finances are completely different, and this is like not my place to tell you what to do, but just know if you have extra money or you want to invest more in your business, sometimes you do have no risk, no reward, right? You might have to maybe do a scary, like maybe you do say $50, and that's like a ton of money. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to put $50 into an ad and not know if anything comes out of it. If you keep that mindset of investing in yourself, you're going to show up more to your business because you have money invested into it. You're going to take it more seriously. And I think I've said it almost on every single team call. Every dollar you put into your business will pay you off 100 down the road at some point. That has worked true for me. It didn't that month or that year maybe, or maybe it took a couple years, but the amount of money I'm making now and the amount of money I invested back when I was running ads constantly, back when I was investing, into gifts and prizes and giveaways and all this stuff, it has paid off. And it's something I definitely need to get back into, and I want to spend more time and money on when I can. But again, I know that the amount of money I'm putting in there now is different, but I'm going to get different results, and that's okay. So maybe I can, like Carrie said, tweak something and work on tweaking things more than the financial aspect. So if finances are tight and you don't, oh my goodness, sorry, you don't have a ton of money to put into it, maybe you start thinking about how can I be really intentional with my content? Because your content's free. And how can I show up every day? Because that's investing in yourself, on your stories, your posts, your ad, your pictures, your text, whatever. And how can you just tweak that so every dollar you do put in hopefully is a little bit more intentional. But Facebook really does hold a lot of power to that money and how much you put in. Like, it's ridiculous. I remember one time I was kind of lowballing it, like $5 for this ad, $10 for this one. And then one time I was like, all right, I'm going for it. And it was like, and I was like, oh my goodness. So maybe you save like $5 from every paycheck for the next couple of months or something, and you work on understanding ads, and then you put all that money into maybe an ad that, you know, you feel like would be a good one to invest in. But yeah, like Carrie said, again, you get what you pay for. And some of these coaches are cranking out tons of money, and so they're going to get, again, don't compare your posts to the 2K comments, because that just says money all
Right.
over it.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Coates spends I think he said 30,000 at least a year. But again, he's, by doing that, he made $1 million. So, you know, just keeping that.
Yeah. So don't compare. It's, you know, the comparison, oh, well, Carrie got this much, or this coach has this many comments on this ad, because you can kind of tell what ads are. They come in your stories too. And that's the best place to have an ad, is if you can get it in someone's stories, because the space is so limited and news feeds are getting flooded with them. It's a new space. So of course you want to get on it sooner than later, but you can always see what an ad is. And I like the story ones, because you can't tell how many comments or likes. You just have to swipe up and go fill out the application or go to the page or whatever, because you can get caught up in that. Well, this one has this many and this one has that many, and I have 2. And it's like, it's like apples to oranges. So again, look at yourself in the mirror every day. You are your own competition with your health, your wellness, your fitness, your finances, your business, your mindset, your faith. It's just between you, yourself. Well, me, myself, and I don't know how to say that for you, you know, and we're here to support each other. But, and I know it's very hard not to get caught in that comparison trap, but I know we have a very loving team. Carrie took so much time to research this, not only for herself, but to reteach it and duplicate it to us, that, you know, if you're struggling with something or you need help or support, like, our team is so loving. We're here to help. So again, questions or anything, obviously you guys can unmute and ask, but at any point in time, post in the team page. And you know, we're all in this together, stumbling down the mountains, what it feels like sometimes. Like, you're just hitting branches and rocks, and you're just rolling down, and you don't know if you're going to survive when you hit the bottom. But we're all rolling together, you know. And it's fun to be surrounded by such people that are, I don't want to say excited by failing or learning, but you're hungry. Like, you understand, like, I'm not good at this, but I have to try to get better, instead of just, oh, I did it once, I suck, I'm awful, I'm never doing this again. Because it really is it's a mindset thing, and it's going to take time. And that's what differentiates you from any other leader that you look up to, or anybody that's not leading, is just the trying. So I appreciate you guys being on and listening to Carrie, and for you taking the time on your anniversary, 13th anniversary, doing a team call. Like, is she not a rock star or what? So anyway, I'll be quiet. Anybody else have any questions for Carrie?
This is just kind of a general question. So you, from now on or whatever, are you planning on, if you have a post that gets a lot of engagement, then that's one that you're going to use?
Yes and no. It depends on the type of engagement I get and then what I'm looking for, I think. So there's some posts that I'm really looking for the engagement piece and follower building. So those maybe, but I feel like those also need to change while seasons change. So I don't think that, like, the holding a wine and a coffee in quarantine is going to be a post that I can use going forward either. So it's just a matter of knowing where life is at right now and reusing those posts only if it made sense. If I do get a lot of engagement. Now, the posts for the call to action, I've been basically using our Shine pictures from Summit. So those, I think, are pretty simple and easy to just continue to reduplicate.
And so you're not changing in text, you're just...
I've changed
Like
text a couple times. Like I've even like a couple of them I stopped it so that I like completely canceled the ad so that it could go in, because you can't edit once it's in ad. And then I have changed the text after like seeing it pop up in my own feed, and I'm like, I don't like that. So yeah, I will constantly be changing it. I think it's just depending on.
but not like deleting the picture and redoing, just
No.
changing the caption or whatever.
Yeah, no, I don't think I will always keep like the sneak peek that I had from last weekend or whatever. It was like also an invite to a coach sneak peek. So I can reuse that one again, and then I can also make another one. So it'll always be there in my ad manager box that I can always go back and duplicate, or I'll just create a new one. So I guess I just will tweak it based on how much I get out of it. But like I said, the one that I did, very similar to Nicolette's, I changed it quite a bit because her wording and my wording are very different. So I changed how I wrote it. And I don't know what I would do different next time, but it would be something more specific about it being an at-home type workout program that it's part of, because I think, just saying health and fitness was so broad for people that I got people that were like, oh, well, I'm already doing this and this and this. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you can supplement that with, Beachbody. So now those people I followed, and, I'll continue to plug the things that I know that kind of they were resistant to. And eventually maybe it'll change their mind. They don't know me, they just know me from an ad. So now that they're following along with me, maybe they'll be able to feel more comfortable in the future. Because I don't know that it's going to be like an instant, unless they're like, looking for that Beachbody coach that speaks their language and they're seeking that. I don't think it's going to be an instant, oh yeah, Beachbody, okay, yeah, I'm good, let's go. Unless they know me a little bit more. And I think you can read some into a post, but you can't read enough. So.
Very informative.
Thanks. Does anybody else have questions? Okay, I'm gonna